Hey. Here we go. Woohoo!
Step inside the Smashbox with Johnny V and Terry Miller, the disc golf guy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to podcast number 38, SmashBoxxTV. I'm Terry Miller, the disc golf guy. Joined in studio today in the Maple Hill Sap House is Drew Gibson. Drew, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
Good.
Good. It is night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna try to work through this. It's becoming a little bit dark outside, so everybody decided to come inside and. Well, what are there, about 10, 12 different games people can be participating in?
Yeah. There's a bunch of inside games that everyone can play once it's dark outside.
Yeah, there is. We're looking at right now a big pool table and air hockey, foosball, ice hockey, skee ball, shuffleboard, and pinball.
Pinball, good.
Pinball,
Yeah.
as well as an arcade game. So very, very busy action going on inside here tonight. So welcome everyone to the show. We've got Johnny V back in the Milwaukee studios, calling all the shots, doing everything back there as he does. And Drew, I'm going to start with you. This is a big week. We're out here at the Maple Hill Open. What do you think of this place?
It's beautiful. This is one of the most demanding courses that we'll play all year, from the putts you have to hit, up shots you have to throw from the middle of the fairway. This place asks for every shot. I don't think I'll be throwing a roller out here this week, but that's the only shot I won't throw.
Maybe intentionally.
Yeah, no. I've definitely accidentally thrown them before. St. Jude brought the accidental roller out of me a couple times.
Yes, and that's what a lot of players have said is, some people talk about like the Memorial, for instance. There's maybe a lot of opportunities to just basically throw hyzers,
yeah.
or the shots that are required aren't overly challenging. Forehands,
yeah.
backhands, hyzers and hyzers, mids, putters, drivers, everything off the tee.
Yeah, the thing that separates a place like Memorial, which is as well as MT, and then this place, which is well as MT, is at Memorial you can shank your drive 50 feet as long as you throw it high enough, really be in bounds, and you can hit a 50-footer.
Yep.
Here you have to be precise on almost every hole. Hole 1, you can kind of throw it wherever you want, but 2, you throw it right, you're out of bounds.
Yeah.
3, you hit the first tree. 4, you hit the first tree. So
yeah.
There's just a big diversity out here. You have to execute every shot. You can't really slack off out here.
No, and when you're out here playing, you're talking about a 3.5 to 4 hour round. So obviously that's physically taxing. Do you feel like maybe like USDGC, like you're a little mentally drained when you're done playing out here?
Yeah, because like I said, it's not comparable to the Memorial, where Memorial you can kind of, weasel your way around the course without being, for say, 100% focused.
Sure.
You can kind of just throw it down the fairway. Oh, 50 footer. Oh, I made it. To where here, every shot you have to be like, okay, I'm going to execute this shot. I'm going to commit to this shot. And, you're trying not to throw it in the water. You're trying not to throw it in the woods. You're trying to keep on and make your putts.
What would you say is the most, is a two-part question. First one is, what is the most challenging hole on this course?
Wow. That's a tough question. Score-wise, hole 6 is pretty tough. It's pretty quiet in here now.
Yeah, it got very quiet. It sounded like some of the activity has slowed down in here. It got very quiet all of a sudden. But so you'd say hole 6 is definitely, in terms of execution.
Hole 6 is a tough hole to execute because you have to throw it 250 feet before it breaks right without throwing it over the pond and without clipping the trees and going into the water.
Okay, and then I'll follow that up by saying, what is your favorite hole on this course?
I enjoy hole 8.
Okay.
It's 340 feet or whatever, but the water, you're throwing the whole fairway is water. There's 10 feet in front of the tee pad, and there's 10 feet before the basket. Other than that, it's all water.
So we subtract 10, subtract 20. So it's about 320 feet of water.
Yeah.
Subtract 10 on either.
So, that's one of the most aesthetically pleasing holes, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Playing the hole, and you're out there, and you're 10 feet off the tee pad, there's water. So other holes that I think play better, maybe, score-wise,
sure.
and, but I think that hole, you step up to it, and you're like, this is disc golf. This
absolutely.
is beautiful. This is, what we're out here for.
And we'll have another guest. He himself refers to him as Batman. Dutch Napier.
Napier.
I know he's going to be checking in with us tonight. He had aced hole number 8 last year.
Yeah.
I believe there were 2 separate aces, and that was one of them. So we'll have a quick conversation about that. But you've been out there. You've been touring quite a bit, not necessarily every weekend, but talk a little about your touring this year so far.
I've toured the most this year out of any of my prior years. 2014, last year, I joined up with Paul Ulibarri and Katrina, and toured around and played 26 events last year. I think that this tournament will be maybe my 22nd already this year. And I go to Europe Monday for 2 majors, then come home, Ledgestone, Nantucket, all that stuff. So this is going to be my biggest year touring wise.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I know that you've been really busy back home, or at least your dad has been working on a course. You guys have some kind of a ball golf, disc golf course conversion going on, or what's that all about?
In my area, Sacramento, we have a disc golf course going in that is on an existing ball golf course.
Okay.
It's in the middle of Sacramento.
Oh.
I mean, like every bus route in Sacramento goes straight to the course. There's no excuses.
So how are they doing that in terms of the greens fees?
It's $6 to play.
Very reasonable.
Yeah.
Excellent. How did that all come about? I mean, there was a statistic I heard earlier, and I believe I'll steal this right from Eric McCabe and that crew. I thought I had heard them say that every 24 hours there's a ball golf course that's being removed, and roughly every 40 to 48 hours, there's a disc golf course going in.
Wow.
Which is really astonishing about, just those dynamics. But how did that all come about with you and what you guys were doing?
Actually, it was my dad's idea.
Okay.
I was actually at this tournament last year when my dad called me and was like, hey, I talked to the guy that owns Sunrise Golf Course, and, when you get home, we have an appointment to go talk to him. So it's kind of my dad's own doing. Yeah, it wasn't my idea. I helped design the course. I, helped do everything I could do, but I didn't, it wasn't like my concept. My dad was actually at home and was like, oh, what can we do to kind of help the community, and so he went and approached the guy and got the course.
Wow, that's pretty awesome to see. I think that's going to be more, like I said, courses looking for additional revenue, people just to keep them on the property and doing things. I think we're going to see that more. Any thoughts that you want to talk about regarding this weekend?
Hit your lines and make your putts. Today I had a glasses issue.
Yes, talk a little bit about that. I saw you a day or two ago, and you had said, it was yesterday, and it looked like by a photo by Paul McBeth that you went swimming not exactly at the beach, but in some really nasty stuff.
Yeah, my best fairway driver ended up in hole 6's water.
Oh, okay.
Ironic how that happens.
Yep.
And I was, Paul McBeth also threw a Rock 3 in there. And so I got mine within 3 seconds.
Okay.
And Paul's like, oh, can you check for mine? So I was out there walking on these logs, and of course, I'm sure if you saw the picture, you know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up taking a little spill. As I fell in the water, my glasses got mucked up. I got out of the water and went to take off my clothes. Disgusting water you ever be in your life. And I put my glasses on the ground, and either one of the poles stepped on them. So, yeah.
I didn't know that part of it. I know that they were broken or lost, but I did not know that one of them stepped on them.
Someone stepped on them.
So you're sporting some new glasses now, right?
Yeah. I actually, this morning, I had an appointment at 10:30, which I took my eye exam, redid it. I haven't done one in like 2 years, I believe. Okay. So, and they had them ready for me by 5 o'clock today.
Now, this could be crucial. I mean, you haven't had an eye exam in 2 years. You've certainly come along as a player. You may have just put 10 or 20 more rating points on your face.
Just Paul McBeth myself.
I'm just saying, yeah.
I maybe just gave myself a Paul McBeth advantage.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
I'm maybe new glasses. What's it going to take to beat him? I mean, obviously Coling is our returning champion, and no discredit to the rest of the field. We all know that. Paul McBeth seems to be on another moment. What's it going to take to beat him out here?
We all wonder the same thing. I wish you would give me the answer to that.
All right.
We all wonder the same thing.
Okay.
To beat Paul, you're good. Paul shoots great scores almost every round. So in order to beat Paul out here, you have to hit your line and make your putt. I feel like, if I play my best, I feel like I'll be competing with Paul this week. But you're not going to be able to come out here and throw it wherever you want and not execute your shots and compete with Paul.
Yeah, and one of the challenges here, you have to beat him for 4 rounds total.
And that's the thing, is just competing over every round, consistency. That's where it comes back to, just playing disc golf. You can go out there and shoot a 53 the first round. Like, back with good rounds, you're just dropping down the leaderboard. So it's about shooting your best round and continuing to do so.
I know, and I'll say this. A lot of people, I'll say, do you have a number in mind? And everybody always gives us the same answer, which is, no, I don't have a number in mind. I just want to shoot well, and I understand that. So maybe better yet, if you had to say you had an average score 4 rounds. I mean, you mentioned 53 a moment ago, but if you had an average score over the 4 rounds, what would you like that to be?
My goal on this course, with how tough and what it can do to you, is shoot 54.
Okay.
I mean, obviously that's not.
So you'd be okay with 216 on the weekend.
That's not killing the course.
Yeah.
I mean, you put yourself in a position that, compete. And if the weather gets bad or people, have tough holes out there, which is going to happen, 54 will put you in a position, I feel like. I haven't looked at previous years, but just after playing today, I kind of feel like that is what you're going to have to do out here in order to. And I'm not saying that's going to win. I mean, 454s won't probably win you the tournament.
Sure.
It'll probably get you in the top 10, which top 10 in an ENT is pretty respectable.
Yeah.
So
no doubt about that.
Well,
just to do a little math here, and that's funny because 54 times 4 is 216. Jeremy Colling won this event last year, shooting at 20. So that tells you something.
Yeah.
So that's
like I said, I didn't look at that prior. I think if you shoot Ironman par out here on a tough course like this, you're going to be rewarded.
Yeah, and it just to give you guys a little bit of an idea or some relevance, last year the final round when someone, namely Joe Revere, for instance, Paul Ulibarri, shot 54, that was officially rated a 1053 round. So very impressive score. Hot score looked like 53. Final round, which was a 1060 rated round. So, there was a 52 during the 3rd round. That was the hot round by Wysocki. And then we all know about Paul's, 45. When that doesn't count. That doesn't even count.
He played from the. There's plenty of, this could be good in this weather, but my goal is just 54. I'm not going to be mad if I shoot a 56. I'm not,
sure.
But
anything sub 60, really.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is what most people say. Yeah, anything under par.
I just think that, my goal on these hard, even like Blue Valley, that, of course, people say it's one of the hardest places, but my goal is always just shoot 54.
Okay, makes sense.
3, 4, 2. You're still at 54. And that's the thing, is people get upset out here about not getting easy. Or you're doing this, you're doing that, but as long as you're not blowing up and taking big numbers, it's still very possible to shoot a good round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's just about, if you 3 all the 3 holes, just make sure to execute your driving up shot on the par 4, and you're still getting birdies.
Okay. We got a couple people on the board. I don't know if they've been down this whole time. I hope not. But we got Eagle McMahon has out there. Eagle's been just tearing it up all around the country, finishing second to Macbeth. He's a young gun. What do you think of what he's got going on?
I think his game is very controlled. I mean, he throws far, but Paul Macbeth, I rode with him for 20 hours from Kansas City at Vibrant, and we talked about everyone, and he's like, many mistakes, and I've played with him many rounds, and he's a great putter, and he throws his 600-foot shot right in bounds.
Yeah.
You know, and he makes the putt. So, and that's what it takes if you're going to be a long thrower. You know, it is to be able to control it.
Yeah.
Be able to throw it 550 and make, okay, this is where it's going to go, and know when to risk it. You know, because there's some shots where going for it doesn't make sense.
Correct.
And Eagle, he doesn't throw a 360 drive and wing it over the trees. You know, he'll throw his FD or whatever, you know, right down the middle. And then when it calls for it and he can do it, he'll throw the distance shot and he'll make the up shot or pop. You know, so I think you know, he has a very bright future ahead of him. You know, the kid, he's a very nice kid. He's very respectful. He's, you know, there's nothing bad you could say about the kid.
No, he's and we keep trying to get him in on the show, Eagle. We're sorry it hasn't worked out yet. At some point or another, we'll make sure to have you in on the show. As you know, it's just been a matter of timing. It's been kind of funny. We haven't had you dialed in on the show yet, have we?
No.
But here you are.
Yeah.
Now, so where is your good friend D. Billings? Normally,
my
I know
boy.
he's usually your partner in crime in one way or another. Where's he at this weekend?
I think it's in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he playing or?
Oh no.
Oh no. He's just doing Vegas.
He's doing Vegas.
Okay.
So that's where my partner. That's where my best buddy is.
Okay.
When I'm home, we do plenty of hood rattery, I guess you could say.
Hood rattery.
In a good.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't expect anything but good hood rattery.
Yeah, hood rattery. I mean, is that a good word to use?
It's a good or great word.
Hood rattery. I mean, not a dictionary somewhere.
If not, we can get that added to
at least the Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary, yeah, exactly.
Hood
We should
rattery.
definitely get in that. All right, you got any parting shots or final words? Anything you'd like to share with all of our Smashies out there before we?
Smashies.
Yeah, we got Smashies. That's what they are.
Is that like a drooler kind of?
Yeah, like your droolers and we've got Smashies. Yeah, we've got those.
I like that.
Thank you. Anything you'd like to say to everyone out there?
No, just thanks for, you know, helping Terry Miller do what he does. You know, him coming out here to these tournaments, filming and, you know, following us around and giving coverage is really good. You know, people get to watch it and enjoy it, and that's what is going to make the game grow. You know, is having people like him around who are dedicated to the game and come out here and do this for all of us players.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. You know, and of course, credit over to all of our cameramen, especially today. We had AJ Risley, Joe Height on the camera, Johnny V back home, but we're just glad to be here and we can make things happen.
There's more than just you, obviously.
Oh, of course, yeah,
but
but no, I do appreciate it, and you know, I'm fortunate that I get to be out here and seeing people and interacting with people, and there's a handful of others that are always usually part of it as well.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
That's the thing is, you know, it seems like you have a very good variety of people, you know, from Joe Height here who does great work, you know, who's helping you out. AJ, you know, you have a good crew of people who are dedicated to the game and love it, you know, and that's what's going to help us excel as a sport is good coverage and people who care that want to see it grow.
Oh, that's well. Thanks for stepping in tonight, stepping into the Smashbox. That is Drew Gibson. I think we're going to let him go here tonight. You got a hot date? Where are you going?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. He's going.
To Walmart.
Okay.
That's a good start, right?
Trip to Walmart with Mr. Macbeth. There's not a lot of other places to shop around here, so love or hate Walmart. It's one of the few options, especially at this time of night.
We get cheesy sticks.
Cheesy sticks. All right. I think now's a good time to end it. All right. Well, thank you again, Drew. We appreciate it. Take care. Here, let me do that. Normal. All right. There we go. That's a little more normal. All right. We're going to have a word with Batman before we bring in my official co-host for the night, but we're going to catch up with our pal Dutch Napier in just a moment. Hopefully, on the board. Dutch, go ahead.
Hey, how are you?
That's a little upgrade from the earbuds I stole from you last year. So,
nice.
But don't take those. Those aren't mine.
Okay.
All right, welcoming to the show when we ran into last year and just burst onto the scene. We saw him as we covered his round. He also took down the ace on hole number 8, which Drew and I briefly talked about. And then pretty much most nights, if you look up into the sky, there he is. There's his call. It's Batman.
That's right.
How you doing, buddy? Speak
great.
right into there so everybody can hear you. Say hi to all the Smashies out there.
Hey, what's up, all Smashies? I want to say hi to my family as well. They're all sitting at home watching live.
Awesome. Very cool. Now, we know that we saw you last year, and then I saw you again just a few months later, or a few weeks later, up in Madison. You're one of the more frequent Smashbox featured players that we've had.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Tell me what's been going on. You've been a busy guy.
I've been playing anywhere I can get to. Of course, I'm staying home close to the family for the most part. But it's great whenever I do get to get out. I've been kind of regional. I haven't been out west recently, or I haven't been to any of the big, the World Championships or anything the last few years. But I would definitely like to make a good showing always at Maple Hill.
Well, and I trust that you will. You're now rated 1,000 and what?
I'm 995 now.
Ah,
went
well,
under
we'll
the
say
mark,
1,000.
but
We'll just
yeah.
call it 1,000. We'll round up in that case. So you've obviously had solid play. You picked up a sponsor in Prodigy in the last year,
Yes.
and I know you have been very successful with Prodigy. And what I'd like to say about that, which is very commendable, you've been throwing primarily Innova.
Yes.
You know, before that. So for someone to take their bag and, you know, pretty much throw it out the window and grab a new sponsor and just go full, you know, jump in head first with that, like, that's some serious adjusting, you know, and plastic is plastic and there's a lot of great companies out there, but to take out the disc you've been playing with and to convert to an entire different company, that's a skill in itself. How's that been?
It's been great. I had a lot of help through a lot of my teammates. Barry and Will Schuster's helped me out a lot with getting some of the discs I need that fit my slots. And then also I put in the time and went out into the field and done a bunch of work and learned what my frisbees do and applied it to my game, and I use them pretty well.
Now, what I would like to ask about that is, I don't know where you get the time. Didn't I just see over Father's Day you have, is it 23 kids?
No.
How many kids you got?
I got 5.
You've got 5. That's a very busy father. I'm the father of 2 girls, 4 and 6, but you're a dedicated father that's out there and involved. How do you keep up with 5 kids and play disc golf?
It's challenging. I got my 2 oldest boys. They're involved. I got all 3 of my boys. Actually, they're PDGA member this year.
Awesome.
They've been going to the tournaments that are kind of close to home at Bowling Green, Kentucky. A lot of. They're doing a 6 tournament series.
Nice.
We've got to make it to 3 or 4 of those as the Napier family, the Batman crew.
The Batman crew.
Yep.
So for anyone that doesn't know already, tell us a little bit about the background and your affiliation with Batman.
Like last year, my wife, all the sponsors I had last year was Dark Horse Disc Golf. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, you know, Jason Williams, I said, hey, do you want me to wear your shirt? You want me to wear your hat or anything? He was like, no. He said, I just want you to thank me whenever you make it, you know? He said, keep putting me in the air. And so me and my wife sat down and she said, you know, you really dig the Batman, so we're going to get you a bunch of Batman hats and put you out on tour and you're going to make a name, you know? And what I've done. Yeah,
you absolutely have. What's it feel like knowing from where we were a year ago, you know, kind of your first time on camera, you know, live on Smashbox, and then we are, you know, almost exactly a year ago to the day. What's that feel like for you?
Man, it's amazing. It's definitely a blessing. I've worked hard. My parents know that I've worked hard. They pushed me, and you know, they're at home right now watching all my kids. So that me and my wife could be here. We got to spend our honeymoon. We went over our anniversary. We went over to Niagara Falls and had a good time and everything on our way up. And you know, we've had a blast so far.
Well, that's good. And we always talk about disc golf being a disc golf family or a frisbee family. And as you're saying, not only do your boys play, but it's really kind of a whole family ordeal. And you've got so many different people in there, and you've got support, and you have everybody pushing you and carrying you through and being there. It's pretty awesome. I see Caitlin Napier has chimed in saying, "Love you, Daddy," which is pretty awesome. So she's out there taking it in. What are your thoughts for this week? Again, it's a big week. It's a tough course. You know, what's your game plan mentally?
I definitely want to keep it in bounds, and if you don't take any penalty strokes and you're able to score at this course, then you don't have to throw 500, 600 feet to score here. You can get by with just making good putts.
Yeah. Now, what would you say is your strong suit if you're out here playing? What specifically is your strong suit on a course like this?
I definitely scramble well. So if I do get off the fairway, I do have a good scramble game, and I putt pretty well. Like I said, I don't throw far. You know, I throw 425 feet maybe, but you know, I think the strong part is though is that I make putts.
Okay. Well, and anyone will tell you, whether it's Macbeth or anyone else in this room or at this tournament, putting is the best way to pick up strokes. You can, you know, we both know you throw 500 feet and you miss the 20-footer. You're still taking the 3 that, you know, when I throw 300, 200. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. If you got to be able to make sure you can put the disc in the basket when you get near it. So that go out and practice your putting. How many putts in a given day or week would you say you practice?
I haven't been practicing as much lately. We're in the middle of a move. We're just got a big enough house for all the kids and everything to have their own room, and also got a building in the back that I get to open a shop in. So hopefully, Batman I have his own single somewhere in Owensboro, Kentucky.
He better.
But as soon as we get back, we get the keys to our new house. So.
Awesome. Well,
But
that's
I like to throw anywhere from $100 to to $1,000 a week at least.
absolutely okay. No, that makes perfect sense. Anything you'd like to say, whether it's people out there, supporters, sponsors, anyone you want to thank or address that's out there that might be taking it all in?
I definitely have to thank my wife for coming with me, and then also, like I said, the support from my family is ungodly. They're real great. I've got to say thanks to Prodigy Disc and Cali Connection. They actually got me. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, they can see that. They were just talking about it.
The new jersey, it's actually getting ready. It's the sneak peek. It's going to be released soon, and hopefully, if y'all want to help support me on tour and everything, those guys are doing great work for me. And then also Dark Horse Disc Golf, Jason Woods. Back in Louisville, Kentucky, he always supports me, pushes me strong. So
good, awesome, man. Well, we wish you the best of luck, not only this weekend, but we'll say and beyond, wherever we see you. Any other place somebody might elsewhere this year?
I'm definitely going back to Wisconsin.
Okay.
And then I will be going to the Ledgestone as well.
Okay, that seems to be pretty popular. Almost everyone I've talked to today says they're gonna themselves over at the Ledgestone event, which is understandable.
Yeah.
65,000 added cash.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What? Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Nate Heinold is doing a phenomenal job with all the stuff over there. So, all right. Well, we're gonna let you go.
All right. Sounds great.
Get some
Terry.
good
Thanks
rest.
for all
What
your
time? What time are you gonna be playing tomorrow?
1:30.
1:30. So we may even see you tee off. I know we're gonna be going live sometime around 1:30, 1:30. So we may see you tee off and put one over the pond to get your day started.
Sounds great.
All right. Again, thanks a lot for joining us, pal. See ya. All right. Well, that was Dutch Napier, who has joined us. Again, it was awesome having him on last year. He was during our featured cover. I don't know if it's possible if we can bring Johnny V in here for a minute. Is Johnny, are you? I know. I'm not sure how that works.
No, I'm here.
Yep.
All right. So I just listening the whole time. I put us up on the. It's your connection's a little iffy at times. You get a little stuttery, but you know what? We do what we do.
Okay. So now, you're going to have to tell me, are people able to see both you and I, or what are they doing?
Yeah. It's just like a normal podcast.
Oh, that's scary. They can see everything, everyone?
Yeah. Getting a little static, but whatever.
All right. So, well, AJ, he's going to come take a seat, but in the meantime, tell us what... well, we'll have AJ sit down, and then the three of us can have a conversation regarding what we saw earlier today in terms of the broadcast and whatnot. Of course, I was tethered to AJ Risley. Welcome to the show, first and foremost.
Hey.
You talk right into there, buddy. So AJ, I was tethered to him throughout the show. We had Joe Height on our catch camera throughout the entire broadcast. Give us some of the feedback, Johnny. I haven't had a chance to really research, but what was said out there, what came in on the board, or good, bad questions otherwise?
There was this one guy named Alan Risley who really liked the cameraman.
He would.
Ooh. He would.
He would.
He knows his good camera work when he sees it.
He does. He does.
He's got a real respect for the camera work.
For the art of what you do.
Yes.
So what we did.
That's your dad, though, right?
What was the name again?
Anyway, okay. Anything else that came in? Again, I'm out in the field. Both our cameras are busy doing every second. What were some of the comments or questions or considerations that came in besides the all obvious now holes 11, 12, and 13, which are really challenging for us to film signal wise.
The best holes.
Yeah. Signal wise, they're very challenging. But what else was out there?
Well, when things were good, they were good. People seemed to enjoy what we were doing. Our signal strength was pretty stellar. And then when things went bad, as we saw in that back area, things went bad. I mean, it was stuttery. It was more like watching single frames of pictures with some audio. But other than that, I think people enjoyed it. As I told everybody, we should be able to clear that up tomorrow. We'll have 2 cameramen, so we'll probably end up skipping a couple holes, and we can send one of our cameramen out and about to wherever they need to be.
Okay. That's sounds like a good plan. I know that's one thing that we've talked about in the past, that every year we've been out here, whether I was helping Disc Golf Planet or when we covered out here last year, we just realized that 11, 12, and a little bit of 13 sometimes can be a little bit challenging. So we'll come up with a different game plan for that. it sounds like we had a pretty decent crowd of people out there watching, more than a half a thousand.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, we peaked at 550 concurrent, is what it said.
All
Okay.
right.
No, which is great
Round
to see.
that up.
Hopefully, we need to, I'll do a little better job of promoting the link. I know the PDGA is going to be working with us and getting the link put out there so that people can tune in and be taking it all in.
Yeah, and we'll be
So-
probably posting something out through some mailing list. So odds are, if you're listening to this, you're on the mailing list of some sort. So you'll probably see something tomorrow with some of the links that you'll have and times.
Yeah, and I would say what's even better about that is we'll probably give you guys some kind of information or way that you can win stuff. That is important, maybe. I don't know. I guess you got to watch to win, but winning stuff's pretty cool, even if you don't watch.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching any of this broadcast this week, you're already a winner. You're already a winner.
Yeah, already.
Already.
As Johnny Bigfoot says, something is always better than nothing. Well, we're striving to be the best out there that we can possibly be. So thank you for the support, Johnny Bigfoot. AJ, you're not competing this weekend, and I know that's very abnormal for you. You've been on tour. You've been traveling quite a bit.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about that, and what does it mean for you to not be playing?
Well, like you said, yeah, I've been this summer. This would be my 7th week in a row, I believe, on the road. Been playing a lot of tournaments all over the country so far, and for the Maple Hill Open, I did not originally qualify. My original plan was to come out here and play in the 5 spots.
Okay.
I like to think I played decently at this course.
Okay.
And I was somewhat confident that I could qualify today in the 5 spots, but I got a call from Terry and Johnny a couple weeks ago while I was in Oregon, and these guys wanted me to hop on board and offer my services as a cameraman, get a B-roll and other little things that you'll see tomorrow and throughout the weekend in the broadcast, some little extras that we play in between holes. And I jumped on the opportunity because it's kind of a win-win for me. I get to do a lot of the stuff that I really love to do outside of disc golf, which is video production and filming and being creative on that end. That was a big plus. I love working with Terry, Johnny, Joe, everybody else out here. And then the other plus was a week off from golf. And after running around the whole course multiple times today, which I did a lot of, you can ask a few other people. I can kind of tell. I think I made the right decision, because not only is this whole tournament a big physical task, you know, there's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of tricky little trails to walk. When you're practicing, you really want to dial in every hole, because every hole is. You can't just step up to hole 1 and just throw one tee shot, one up shot, one putt. Every hole you're throwing multiple shots. So there's a physical task.
Yeah, and you're still going to be busy out here. So you won't have the mental stress quite of the stresses in terms of where you need to be and the camera work and everything that we're going to do. So
we'll mentally stress him. Don't worry. We will make sure he is stressed out.
Well, and one thing that we'd like to tell everybody out there is one of the number one things that gets requested is that we have shorter versions of our rounds. You know, usually a live round can go anywhere from 2.5 to 4.5 hours. You know, sometimes, usually around we'll say 3.5 to 4. And a request that we frequently get is, can you take that round and then edit it down? And for us to be able to take the footage and edit that specific footage down would be incredibly challenging to do for really a dozen different reasons. So one task that AJ is assigned to, that's this guy, is he's going to be getting slightly different angles throughout the week, and he's going to be putting together shot-by-shot coverage in an edited round format. So, of course, we want you watching live. Of course, we want you to see what the sponsors and other people have to say, and we want it in real time, and you can live through all that action or ignore your work, whatever it is that you're doing. But the next day, you could watch the 4-hour round if you'd like, or you could also watch the 45-minute to 1-hour round that will be put together by AJ. So there's a couple different things that are going to be happening, and so AJ, the disc golf boy, is going to grow up a little bit this week, and he might be kind of taking over for the disc golf guy.
Ooh.
So look for his action over on my channel. Johnny, tell me, is this the right or wrong move on my part?
I don't know. It depends. If he gets the new moniker, the disc golf man, then you might have a problem. Then he outranks you.
Let's think alike, because Johnny just said it and Joe just said it at the same time.
You know,
Well,
Joe and I are connected. We know what's up.
Yeah.
It's really weird
yeah.
not having my background. You have it
Is that
behind
like
you.
Avatar thing? You guys have your ponytails? Yikes.
Yeah, so the background is here, and we're all set up. We're going to be in here this week, hopefully within the next day or so. Yeah, maybe we can kind of get the word out. It won't be quite as loud and intense in here every night. And if that's the case, we may have to relocate. I'd rather not.
don't know.
Hopefully
Yeah,
the audio is okay for everyone.
These
thus
games
far.
over here are...
Yeah, the audio's fine. You can hear the background noise, but you can hear you nice and clear, but you also get what's behind you.
Weren't the Beantown boys, the guys out of Boston, wasn't that who said no more games? Wasn't that New Kids on the Block?
That's before
I
AJ's
was born-
time.
91.
I
was
have
born in
just officially
1991.
dated myself within pop culture that, yes, that was the New Kids on the Block, no more games.
What a lot of people don't know is that Terry had a giant Donnie Wahlberg poster on his wall.
I was a Jordan fan. Jordan, come on.
The only one I could think of was Donnie, so you win.
Not Marky Mark?
Oh, yeah, Marky Mark. No,
Sure,
Marky
the
Mark
only-
was a funky bunch. He wasn't a new kid.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
It was his
I
brother,
really-
Donnie. Come on.
Anyway, so people are throwing discs this whole weekend from tee pads into baskets, making money.
Making money. Speaking of money, let's talk real briefly about the skins tonight.
Ooh.
Thank you for your camera work, of course.
Sure.
But making money, Paul Macbeth. Does that guy even need money?
Of course. I mean, well, no. I guess none of us really need
Oh,
money.
true.
We just need self-fulfillment.
Yeah, that's
The-
what I'm here for.
and-
The question is, does he need
Happiness?
more money?
Right, yeah, yep. Johnny coming in the clutch.
1975,
Legacy
I
disc.
believe. 1975 was what he ended up taking home tonight. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that does sound about right. Sorry, I thought for a second you were going to date yourself again. But yeah, he cleaned up pretty nice. 750-foot death putt, $750. Yikes. Whoa.
Wow,
That's a huge putt.
750-foot, yeah, death putt.
No, $750 death putt on hole 14 was pretty impressive. Although, just going to be completely honest,
Yes, you are.
it did look a little softer and a little wobbly compared to his normal putt. So,
He's scared.
either way, he made it rain.
Well, Brad Aaron says that AJ is the kind of philosophical that this channel needs. I think what he's saying is that I live in the real world. I'm brutally honest. I'm hard hitting, and you, AJ, you're the softer kind of Sears,
A little
softer
bit.
side of Sears.
Try to take a couple steps back now and then.
Yeah. Anyway,
You know, step back.
Johnny V, what else do we have to be concerned about for the rest of the week? Anything off the top of your head?
No, I think tomorrow you're going to see more things such as lower thirds, which we didn't really do any of tonight. You'll see live scoring, which we didn't have today. Instead, that was one of the things that people really like to see the board on what was actually happening as far as skins. I mean, it didn't matter. It was just basically Paul Macbeth racking up numbers. So,
Pretty much. I don't know. Kale LaVisca made some really good shots there. He made a couple huge putts
Yeah,
from
especially,
downtown,
Yeah, from downtown.
the financial district, if you know what I mean.
Hey, yo. That's Money in the Bank. Yeah, hole 11 comes to mind.
I don't even remember the holes
Jeremy
now. It's all
Colling-
just a blur.
Jeremy Colling had thrown what I believe is about a 450-foot, slightly downhill shot, just a mere 8 to 10 feet away from the pin. And both Macbeth and Doss had already committed to not birdieing it,
Right.
or weren't going to, or didn't. Either way, Kale Laviska, boom.
Booyah, as his caddy Paul Oman would say.
Yeah,
Duckets.
ducats.
I think a quarter of
mean?
our watchers are Napiers, by the way.
Our Napier.
That's awesome. We can see JD on the board. Hey,
Right.
JD. Sunscreen, thank Gary and others. I'm naturally like really red. I did not do sunscreen today, but I'm permanently like this color.
No, you're not.
You're permanently blushing. So back in the 7th grade, a girl just came up and
I'm not going to mention any names. I might have some, but I won't mention any names. So,
yeah, I mean,
AJ, where's your
Maple
dad?
Hill.
Why is he not on this board? I didn't know your dad could refrain from not being on here to support you right
I don't
now.
know. He's probably
Internet must be shut off and his phone is broke. Otherwise, he should be on
I
this
don't
board.
know. What time is
supporting
it? Well, see, that's the thing. What time is it here?
It's
9:10.
No, it's 10
9,
10.
Okay, sorry. 10:10 out here.
3 hours.
7:10 back in good
San
old
Diego
California.
area.
Well, this is when we're normally on, so he would normally be here, but, whatever.
Okay. I don't know. I'm going to guess that he got a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store. He's currently cutting that up. What night is it? It's Wednesday night?
Yep.
Yeah. He's cutting that up right now. He might be in between reheating the mashed potatoes and the little spinach souffle. If you can't tell by now, I'm a little homesick.
Where can,
Happy,
AJ, where can people follow you? You've been putting out a couple blogs, some Instagram stuff, lots of photos on Facebook, but where can most people follow you?
If you go on Instagram, I'm big on Instagram. I like a lot of their filters and stuff. Instagram, Risby Jr. RIZBEEJR. Risby Jr.
Risby Jr.
Risby Jr. That's me on Instagram. Go ahead and give me a little follow. I try to post some fun stuff, some fresh stuff. I like to hashtag Maple Hill Open, hashtag 2015 MHO, hashtag Hug Life, hashtag anything you want. Whoa, not anything. Facebook, try and add me as a friend. Just try.
You have a rule, though. You're a little more stingy with your friendships on Facebook now.
Good for you.
Didn't you once tell me that you must know and or like the person, or just know? You have to have met the person in order for you to add them on Facebook?
It really
Wow.
helps. It really helps if you've met them in person. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, waving at Steve Dodge. It helps to know the person or have met them in real life. Sure, why not?
Okay.
If you're in the triple digits as far as mutual friends goes, that also helps. Sorry, I'm trying not to come off as a big jerk face.
No,
right
it's
now.
all right. I just I think that's great.
So,
And then also
Go ahead, AJ.
Also, AJRisley.com. That's a thing.
Wow.
That exists.
On
I
the
have
internets?
I have a little website that I got going, and AJRisley.com/ that also exists. I got a little blog going. I'm trying to post blog updates after every tournament. It's tough to put in words everything that I'm experiencing out here. This whole weekend is going to be tough. I should probably do a blog post for each day, just because so much happens out here.
Yeah, there's a
Not
lot
only
of things
not only quantity, but quality.
Yeah, that's what you do. We
Yeah.
love it.
SmashBoxxTV.
So AJ, I have a question. Do you feel
Yes.
like you have a particular connection to Jeremy Colling? Because whenever you're behind the camera, for us, Colling gives us something priceless. Last time it was the huge putt on 18.
Boom. At the Memorial.
At the Memorial, which was a phenomenal shot. You had the perfect line for that. And now, today, there was a particular shot you got, and I want someone to screen print it. Yes, that. The hole 17 putt by Paul McBeth. Because you zoomed in right on him. It was perfect. It was kind of this look of absolute disbelief. Like, I don't see how that man made that putt.
It looked like Paul McBeth lit a Jeremy Colling candle in the morning, and he just got back to it after work, and that's what it looked like. Yeah. That's what it looked like. It looked like Jeremy Colling had been melting for a good 8 hours.
I don't know. What does a Jeremy Colling candle smell like?
It smells like
beef sticks.
30 bags plus beef sticks, yes, plus Old Spice Classic scent. Power.
I'm not sure he's old enough for the classic.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So
the Jeremy Colling candles usually come in like red, white, and blue, or purple, or something else. Yes.
So to preview this week for everyone else, tomorrow we go live.
Ooh.
Live on the internet.
Live.
Like
guys.
live. Like
Guys.
live. And
yeah.
we're going to be live. We're going to be following the featured card, which will consist of Keelan Dunn.
Ooh. He's the 2015 Maple Hill Open Amside champion, isn't he?
Yes, he is at the age of 17 or 16.
Something team.
In the teens, lower than 18. Paul McBeth.
Ooh.
Jeremiah Colling.
Wait, isn't Paul McBeth the schmo who Kalen Dunn caddies for?
Yes, it is.
That's going to be weird.
It'll be weird when he's caddying from tomorrow. It's like, here, I'll take your bag. So
switch.
Paul,
Jeremiah Colling.
Yep, Jeremy Colling. Kale Leviska.
Ooh. Man.
Should be a good group. Colling, Leviska, McBeth, and Dunn. I know I said it earlier, but we could never seem to get Kale Leviska onto the shows. He always eluded us. But now he's stuck. He's on a tee that we're following, and
we got him.
Yeah, we got him.
We got him today. We finally nailed him down and got to chat with him. He's no longer on the list.
We finally nailed him down.
Yes, absolutely. Got him good.
We got him.
That Kale guy. He's a fun one.
He's a nice guy. I got been hanging out with him for the past few weeks. Got to hang out with him in Montana a little bit. Watched a little bit of the NBA Finals with him. His boy LeBron put up a good fight. But yeah, Kale's a good guy.
Yeah. So Dave Croy's out there asking where in the world
is Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah, and we only have 2 camera angles. We're gonna have a third with you out there.
Right. But that one won't be live.
No. So it's very good stuff that's going on out there. JD Napier says that would be some great action. Make sure to tune in. Yeah, it really absolutely will. He didn't like it when Terry called him Kales. I don't.
You
recall, did I?
Okay. Yeah.
What did I do?
You called him Call.
I said a few words that didn't make sense
at some point.
You
might have said Kales.
Let me tell you.
Which is completely
let me
confusing.
tell all of the Smashbox world out there. One of the many methods we have of communication, especially during our live broadcast, is
many methods.
Having an earbud in. Sometimes you see that in, and I don't like having it on camera, but it's a necessity. And in that earbud, I have Johnny V, our producer, and sometimes I also have the other cameraman who has access to being in my ear. And in this case, it was Joe, who was working the other camera beautifully. And so on any given time, I may be mid-sentence or mid-thought or mid-anything, mid-interview, and either of these other 2 gentlemen could be talking into my ear. And there was 1 or 2 times today I just effed up, for lack of a better term. Just completely messed up. And I will practice this, and I will get better as I go. But I promise you this: it's very difficult to do.
Well, on top of that, you're usually by yourself. You don't usually have the freedom to talk to the players like you did today. So a lot of times it can be a little more difficult with someone in your ear and you trying to come up with things to talk about.
One of the things that, just to put it out there right now, I should have maybe started this super early in the show. Today was an exhibition match. Today was supposed to be fun, which all the players had.
It was pretty fun.
Well, okay. The $1,950, $75
Did you
players
see
had.
what was that, hole 10? Yikes. I don't know. Who's out? Who's CTP?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're crazy.
Well,
I can't tell from here. I mean, with the wall and like, whoa.
I just want to say that was not normal. So if I don't want any internet tough guys to get all over us, like, oh, I don't believe SmashBox was talking to these players. And did you see
Sixpack,
Did
Joe
you
Qwerty,
did you see Terry, talking to McBeth as he was on the tee pad and he was trying to throw? Like, that was kind of the point today. So I
It
just
clearly affected him.
Yeah, exactly. I clearly messed up his game. Man, if he played that well every time I talked to him on the tee, I think he'd want me to talk to him more.
He'd probably just hire you.
Maybe if he ever listened to things in earphones, he'd probably just like download Smashbox podcasts and listen to those while he plays. Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, he'd either do that or he'd get you on speed dial.
Yeah. So I just want to say that everyone should know today was an exhibition match. They were having fun. They knew they were going to be talking about discs and holes and lines and shots and all those types of things. It was meant to be jovial and
there were no ratings. There were no round ratings involved in this, and we all know that's what we're all playing for.
I think they all got a rating of F for fun.
For
fun. That's what they got. Anyway,
we got some comments.
Yeah, I'm just reading a few things. It was a nice change of pace, which it absolutely was. We like having that stuff. I was teaching a lesson, then had to go to do some field work and putting himself. Okay, Mike Durko.
Oh, Mike Durko. Mike Durko.
Just ignore the future trolls. Yeah, I want to throw it out there because I know somebody will watch this, maybe out of context, and they're going to be blown away and baffled by how we interacted or what we were doing or how close we were, or any of that stuff. And I'll put it out there now that was the intention today. Not to distract, but it was supposed to be lighthearted, and you're going to see a different approach throughout the rest of the weekend. So
nice.
Throw that out there.
Great.
Trollers.
Hi, Durko.
Zach Nash asked, how did they get to play for free money? That's a great question.
That's what I was just about to say. Was like, oh, sorry we distracted you while you were playing for free money. Sorry that there was nothing to.
Part of this event is that Steve Dodge does an amazing job with getting all this sponsorship, namely cash, is what he gets a lot of in terms of sponsorship from a bunch of amazing sponsors. And with that, he has a doubles match that took place just before this match did, and then he has a skins match. And there was $2,500 in total on the line today. And I think if you added it all up, it looked like there was more than $2,500 given out. I'm not sure how that math worked, but
hopefully
more than $2,500 was given out, and that was all a free entry for them and something, that Steve Dodge intentionally puts on as an exhibition match. So, and how they earned their way in today was simple. You just have to win the event, and then the next year, you're automatically invited. So,
yeah, if you win the event and win a lot of money, then next year and probably the next 3 or 4 years after that, you'll have more chances to win a lot of money.
Isn't that kind of like the rich getting richer?
You know what?
Is that fair? Should we get political on this?
I had that exact thought.
Why don't we put like the guys? We should take the first 4 guys that finished out of the cash line last year, and then let them play for $2,500.
You know what? I had the exact
$25.
Rich getting richer thought. 91%. Blah blah blah. But then it's like ask the viewers out there, would they want to watch the first 4 guys who missed the cash?
Did you cash last year?
No.
Okay, I honestly didn't know.
You didn't read my blog? How did you not know? I did final round commentary with you, which was, if I'm not mistaken, the most popular SmashBoxxTV broadcast ever.
Yeah, you're mistaken in that.
Yeah, I might be.
Yes,
mosquitoes.
Steve Dodge, yes, is an awesome TD. It's always a good pause. People want to see the best. Yes,
Well,
we
yeah,
know that
I mean,
they do.
that's pretty
So
much a given.
Brian here has done some math for us, telling me 1975 plus 275 plus 225 plus 225 equals 2,700.
Whoa.
So Steve Dodge had to dig into his pockets, maybe pay out a little
So
more.
I mean, it's just more money, more ice cream sandwiches that they sold during.
Yeah, and Zach says they changed it from it being top-rated players. Yes, he calls this the champion skins. I think the doubles goes by rating. I think the next 4 highest players who are not champions are automatically then entered into the doubles match, which took
double
place
skins?
earlier. Yes, the double skins.
I thought that was across the board. You had to qualify.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna say no.
Hey, I mean, if you're
But what
confident, if you're confident enough in that statement, I will believe you.
BS with confidence.
Ooh.
Just saying. All right, $50 for CTP on every hole. I believe that was only in the case of if the skin got
If it was a
pushed. Yes. So, yes, that's how that went down. $50.
Which, I mean, that could have happened on every hole if Paul Macbeth or Kale LaVisca weren't nailing insane putts.
Here's a quick spoiler alert. Plug your ears for a few seconds if you didn't watch the skins and you want to. Here's a spoiler alert right now. I'm gonna in 3, 2, 1. Jeremy Colling won 0 skins
Oh,
and
that's right, I
managed
was
to
there.
win $275. That's pretty funny.
That
All
guy's
because
good.
of the CTPs.
He's good.
He is.
He's good. Kale's good. Nate's good. Paul's good.
You're just a
You know what? You're good.
good, gooder boy. I don't know.
That was not good.
Was not. Zach says that was a lot of free money to get to play for and a hard time complaining about getting to play for that. Absolutely. Again, they're all lighthearted. They took it that way. Nate Doss this year has been, let me rephrase. Nate Doss was in a skins match before the Masters Cup, and I believe won something like $2,200. Most, if not every skin.
Yeah, I heard
Most
that
of
he
them.
was tearing it up.
And then last year,
He pulled the Paul Macbeth last year.
I think
which
even
is
more so. I think it
not
was
possible?
no. I think that was last year. He was even more dominant. I think he won like 16 out of the 18
He
skins, or
really
17
did it
out of
last
the 18.
year. He made. I remember that. I think I was there. Yeah, I was all like for the live.
You're everywhere. JD Napier says they do qualified for dubs, missed it by a stroke. Did all 6 people qualify, JD? That's what I'd like to know. Was it all 6 of them, or were 3 of them automatically qualified? I'm thoroughly confused.
I don't know. I just know a lot of people were trying to qualify.
I should have
was
went
out there to qualify.
Yeah.
Did you bring discs? with
No.
you?
But I could have used yours.
You could have.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe not. All right. I
So
think we can
who-
start wrapping things up.
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
go ahead,
so
John.
who else are we gonna have on this week? Do you think? We've got AJ. Are we gonna have Dana? Are we gonna have Zotron on?
I don't know if Zoe's here. Is she?
I don't believe that she is. If she
Oh,
is,
really?
she's done a good job of hiding from us.
Oh,
Zoe
see,
is
I thought she
not-
was there this week.
I thought Zoe was here this week too, but I haven't seen her.
She should be here.
She should be. Zoe, we miss you.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Zoe
You'll-
sitting next to me than AJ, and that's not a slight on you. I don't think.
I'll tell you one thing I know. Dana, you'll see a lot of Dana this week.
Dynamite,
You'll see a lot of that
curly hair,
curly-haired
goodness.
goodness guy. You'll see a lot of it. That's what I did most of my day was I found him and filled up the memory cards on Terry's camera with a whole bunch of dynamite.
I just checked, and Zoe is not on the list, so unfortunately, we won't have Zotron on this week.
And you know who else is not also on the list? This is some breaking news that I saw 6 hours ago.
Oh, don't say.
Kale's not gonna make it.
Kale's not here. What? Come on.
No, I think Kale's locked in now at this point.
Yeah, he might be here.
Scott Stokely made a post earlier in the day, and we've talked a lot about him, namely because he's just dominated Masters in the last few months. But Scott Stokely had made a post today saying that they were broken down in Ohio, and that he did not see himself getting here to the event. So kind of a big deal.
It's a bummer.
And not that there is a Masters division for him to compete here. However, it would have been interesting to see him jump back into the open field, to come to this course and really get a good idea of where he lines up with really the best players in the world.
Yeah,
on a very challenging course. Yeah.
I mean, it's not only is it fun to watch him play. I mean, we were watching a video from the 1999 Worlds
just last night,
which he was in the Final Four, and I made a comment that all the stuff we saw in that video from 16 years ago, he pretty much still has. He's got that crazy whip. He's still, I think his arms are still the same length.
At least.
I would hope so. So yeah, he's fun to watch play. He's doing it for a good cause, donating a portion of his winnings to Autism Awareness Foundation.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it's a bummer. I know I definitely never like pulling out of tournaments. And I definitely don't like my car breaking down.
No, you've had that happen before.
I have,
namely
yeah,
last year. I remember that.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. Luckily, he was in Ohio, which is somewhat populated.
as opposed to
Utah, where there's not a whole lot.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. Way to find that silver lining.
Once again,
if they only had silver lining
happy
insurance.
Late Father's Day, Dad. Love you.
Scott Stokely's your dad?
No.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Here's Brown.
Don Smith, Sarah Holcomb for guests. So yeah, we'd love to have them. Don has undergone some stitches.
Hopefully he can play tomorrow. He said he will see by the time his tee time rolls around. If none of you have seen it's
gross.
That guy just.
Don's got some bad luck.
I wish the best because what?
Yes, Don definitely has some bad luck.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
You're trying to listen more closely by putting
the microphone. It's like, what did you? Wait, Johnny, what did you say?
I said Don tends to have some bad luck. It seems like whenever I see him, he's getting over an injury or just prior to getting one. I don't know what type of bad juju that guy has on him, but he needs to get over it. He needs to find a way around it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Don, get better now.
Wow.
Yeah.
He had like a thorn.
Oof.
Yeah, it was actually pretty gross.
Thorn the size of your thumb in his ankle.
Ouch.
Yeah,
and they had to cut it out of him. That's how tough he is.
Yeah, stitches.
Duck it.
Stitches need stitches sometimes.
Duck it.
Anyway.
So yeah, hopefully John Smith will be playing. If not, he'll be around.
Yes.
We'll talk to him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, live tomorrow with that that featured card. We're going to probably be going off around 2 o'clock each day, maybe just a little before that, Eastern time. We got to get used to that. And then each night we will be having a podcast. We're not sure on the exact time of it. We'd love a little feedback, whether it's 9 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central, 10 Mountain. No, I don't know. We're going to work on, try and work out the time. We want it so that there's players around that can visit us here in the SAP house. However, there's a lot of players that stay on site. There's a lot of players that don't. So it's.
And those ladder players that you were mentioning.
That don't
They're missing out.
Yeah, they are. And you guys are missing out.
They're blowing it.
Yeah.
You're either doing it or blowing it.
Yeah. Doing it or blowing it.
You're either doing it or blowing it. And those guys that leave right after their rounds, they're blowing
it. They should be here. SmashBoxxTV. Johnny, any major technical concerns for tomorrow other than the what we already touched on? I mean, everybody was good. Audio, video, everything else out there that the Smashies want to see. Everything was good.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff in the bag here that people haven't seen. A couple new commercials from companies that people don't normally hear from. We picked up some interviews today, which is what you did. and we got those in the bag, just sitting there waiting. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm less nervous about this weekend than I have been about a few other events in the past.
Wow.
Which is easy because you just sit in a chair over there, so that's good to know.
I may fall asleep at some point.
We do have a lot of great stuff for you guys. We have 2 camera action. We've got AJ really done giving you a condensed version the following day. It's
Cam.
we're super excited about what we have to present to you guys this week, and it's just a no-brainer to be here and providing everyone with this national tour event.
Yeah, this place is truly special. I know people say that over and over and over again, but if you have never been out here just to play, that's one thing. If you haven't ever been out here for this tournament, that's a whole nother level. This tournament and this whole place is just amazing.
It's electric.
I mean,
no. You
what
can't
time?
feel it. It's electric. Boogie, boogie, boogie. All right. I think it's time.
I don't know why
So-
people say we have such a stiff after show.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We give you what you
Guys.
want. The electric slide.
Oh my God.
The last time somebody broke that out to you via podcast, the electric slide. Seriously. How many podcasts do you listen to that have both a New Kids on the Block and an electric slide reference in it?
Damn.
None. Right here. Step inside.
Doing it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to close this thing up. It's been a great day. We got a lot of work to do tomorrow. We
tonight.
look for some links to both the live show tomorrow as well as the live podcast at night. And you're going to see links to scores and live scoring and everything else. So
Get on it. If you're out there, I mean, unless you're working. Yeah. Like Joe just said, tune in any way you can. SmashBoxxTV, YouTube.com/SmashBoxxTV, PDJ.com. Go there and look
MapleHillOpen.com.
for anything. Yeah, MapleHillOpen.com.
Twitter,
go to the,
Facebook,
go to
Grindr,
the
YouTube,
Maple Hill Open
Tinder,
presented by Vibram.
Yelp.
Disc Golf.
Yelp.
PDJ
And
page,
Yelp.
look for the hole-by-hole scoring, go to Instagram, hashtag Maple Hill Open, hashtag 2015 MHO.
geocities.com/smashbox.tv.
Do all of it. At the Disc Golf Guy, at Risby Jr., I have some
At
stuff.
Smashbox
At
TV.
Smashbox TV.
God, social media.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, so for Johnny
That was
V
a good
back in
high
the
five, too.
studios, for Ryan Heedy walking around helping out throughout the day, for Joe Height on the camera all week, giving you those gorgeous shots, for AJ Risley tonight on the camera, giving us those gorgeous shots,
Ooh,
for Todd,
for
who's going to
Steve
join us
Dodge.
tomorrow, Steve Dodge,
Steve Dodge doing
all of the
everything.
unbelievable staff here at the Maple Hill Open, including Steve Dodge's mom and grandma. I got my hugs in today, my
Ooh.
hashtag big hugs. I got them in with grandma and mom. For everyone here at the Maple Hill Open, including myself, Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy, we look forward to you tuning in to our first round opening coverage here at the 2015 Maple Hill Open. We'll see you tomorrow when you step inside the Smashbox.
Ooh, just got chills.